In March 2021, two friends with whom we were on an executive leadership program invited me to a run. That day we had had amazing speakers talking about the benefit of senior leaders to be fit. I had been an intermittent runner who my longest was a 2-kilometer run forced because of COVID to get out of my house. Reluctantly, I joined them for a run, and these 5.5 kilometers were very, very painful. I felt like my heart was coming out. My ears were opening. The teeth were shaking. Ladies and gentlemen, how many of us have been in that position by show of hands in this room? I am talking to you today. Fast forward, a friend of mine, 1 month later, were again in South Africa, Cape Town, for the final module of the program. And I was again invited for a run. Because when I came back on the first time, I went back to my life. Because as many of us know, motivation is always temporary. This time I did 7 kilometers, day 1, day 2, 8 kilometers, and I felt so good that I could do something suddenly on my own. Returned back to Uganda 2 days later. I now could do at least 2 runs a week, another 2 runs, another week. And because I was now doing something strange, I began posting on social media and praising myself, how I was doing well to run 5 kilometers. When a colleague who had invited me to those runs, Tony Otoa, who spoke on this stage last year, discovered I was now beginning to do something. He introduced me to a group of people who were posting their results online as part of their day-to-day activities. Robert Kabushenga, Michael Nitegeka, who also on this stage were that group, and many others. That was the turning point of my career. Fast forward, I have discovered a few things that we are told, all of us. We are all informed that, and this is what the World Health Organization recommends, that for any single person who is above the age of 5 to 7 should spend at least 60 minutes of moderate physical exercise daily between 5 and 17 years. So for parents, allowing your children to play is a requirement because their body needs to play. And if you're above 18, like me, at least 150 minutes every single week. And whatever age you are, above 5 and onwards, a minimum of 2 physical activities in a week that focus on strength and muscle strength training, mainly for the muscles and the bones. However, how do we do this in a very busy, demanding world? It's difficult. When our lives are being switched over and over by the demands of the day, it becomes difficult to get an opportunity to even walk out for a simple walk. Even to just go out for a run becomes difficult. We are told in executive rooms, we are told everywhere that you need some exercises. And in fact, doctors recommend you to go for an exercise. But most times it becomes difficult. How do we balance this? Fast forward, I continued with that group of people. And in June 2022, I arrived at the highest point in Uganda. That's Mount Rwenzori. I can't forget the moment. And it's a lifetime turning opportunity. Short while after that, I also ran the Comrades Marathon for the first time within 2 years of meeting those amazing people. These are activities that could be seen physical. And most times when I meet people, they ask me, how do you do it? What inspires you? What keeps you going? In fact, somebody today asked me, are you human? Yes, I am human. But it's not about me. It's about the lessons we learn on some of these experiences and how these experiences shape what you do in life and in leadership as you're out there doing what you do. Beyond the health benefits, the mental clarity, the resilience you run, there are a few lessons that I have found important that anyone in any position requires. Number one is discipline. To train for comrades, we require to do a minimum of 7 months training. 7 months. Where you have strict, defined activities in those 7 months. The time you sleep, what you eat is defined. How do you do that alongside a demanding office job, BAU like me and you have every single day? It becomes difficult. The advantage that lies in discipline is important in every aspect of leadership. To wake up out of your bed in the morning, to go out for a run, to go out for a walk, to sacrifice your evening time to go out to the gym, takes a lot of discipline. The same discipline applies in your workplace. The time you arrive at your office is defined. Therefore, I am always at work at 7 o'clock every single day. And in fact, sometimes people ask me whether I never fall sick. It's not that. It is the resilience that comes in from some of these. Secondly, humility. These are some of my most humbling moments in life. 1, 2 guides going with me to climb the top of Uganda. 2 guides only. We were a team of around 15. The rest could only come the next day. I had to go alone. Your life depends on these 2 people who may never have entered the classroom, but have the experience in their area. Some of them have done this for 30, 40 years. You're at their mercy. The second one, a running experience. This photo will remain with me for life because I was a newbie in running, and the muscles had cramped. For those who have been there, you know what I'm talking about. At that time, you learn that all of us, no matter how powerful you are vulnerable. And one thing I have found about physical fitness, it humbles you. You can go to the gym and see a big machine. You try 1 or 2 times and you sweat and you give up. Next day you come, the machine will be waiting for you. It does not stop. Why? You're humbled. Running, hiking, athletics, go out into cycling, whatever you do, that's a very humbling moment. And I have had my humble moments, and in leadership, we should all learn that such moments show that all of us are vulnerable and need support. Number 3, patience and the process. A person who joins in our groups, in our circles, comes in when they can't even walk 500 meters. They go through from 500 meters to 1 kilometer. Give them a space of 5 weeks, 7 weeks. They begin to grow. After many months, they even beat some of us who have been there longer. The power of the process. In our life, we don't want sometimes things to take their time. Running has taught me that things take time. Whatever your dream, whatever dream you're working on, give it the process. Allow the process to take its time. And even when you see somebody who can lift 160 kgs in the gym, please don't try it on day 1. Begin with 10. 1 week, go to 20. Stop there. Remain on 40 for like 2 months. It's normal. There's nothing wrong. And number 4, generosity. When we run the comrades, people ask us, why do you go back every single year? For 90 kilometers, on that second Sunday of June, the whole of that community stops what they are doing. They line up on the road. They call it the comrades, which means you can never run it alone. And the people give their time to cheer people whom they have never met in life. They give their time. Bands line up. They cook food to give the runners. They bring their own water on top of what is provided officially. I have learned that these communities of people who it could be speaking clubs or cycling clubs or any club, even golfing clubs, are places of generosity where you can apply your skills and be able to do that. And when you go to the office, you use the same level of experience to be able to give your time to colleagues who are junior, to allow them to go through the process and provide that experience to them. And finally, which I believe speaks a lot more, is about the power of community. All of us want people to be part of. You want to be part of a vibrant, cheerful community. And I have found that every single person needs a group of people whom they can be themselves, where they can exist without any single touch of fear. For me, it is running. For you, it could be a golf club. To somebody else, it could be a reading club. To somebody else, it could be a sports club. Finding an environment where you can be empowered, equipped by the community. So I urge you, go out and look for a community that you can be part of and let that energy be able to inspire. In fact, even leaders are communities. They help one another from one stage to another. And leaders don't exist alone. For me, it's running, hiking. To somebody else, it could be a swimming club. To another person, it could be something else. And as I conclude, I want to leave this with you. The world is looking for bright, brilliant, lovely people. One of my communities is called the Sunset Crew. We watch the sunset every single day. We take its beauty. And I took this when I was in Cape Town. It reminds me that the world is looking for people who can light up and bring energy and radiate around. And you are that person. So when you wake up every single day, don't just go to run, don't just go to exercise, go out to throw and radiate energy around the world. The world is looking for energy, positivity, and a mindset that empowers everybody to go ahead. Thank you so much.